Hello and good morning. Let me first of all welcome all of you who have joined us this morning from the comfort of your homes, in your offices, in your cars, heading into wards and motherland, the dreadful pandemic 19. The social distancing protocols require that we reach you via the medium of live television and radio, and also digitally. But let me thank my friends from the media who have been able to join us here physically and to help bring to you wherever you are. I've also been joined from the National Technical Team and some staff of my office. Cracks are not in normal. Please, if you have nothing essential doing in your home, please stay at home and observe the protocols of hand washing as frequently as you can. Let's disinfect commonly used surfaces as often as we can, while continuing to wash our hands and using the alcohol-based hand sanitizers. The COVID-19 pandemic and its outbreak in Ghana has brought out the very best in all of us. Warming to see how political, religious, and social differences have evaporated and been replaced by a sense of unity and camaraderie in a bid to beat back the disease. We've all, with one accord, contributed our widow's mite, donated what little, mobilized and shown care to the needy in our society. We have rallied to a national call in ways that have not been seen for quite a while. Many are having to stay at home, shut down their implications on their families and say thank you across the length and breadth of our country. Continue to defending us and our virus. I'm deeply touched by the enthusiasm and sacrifice of our health workers, and I'm elated that government's heavy investments in health infrastructure is paying off today. I appreciate you all, and Ghanaians appreciate you, Aiko. I must quickly add that health workers across the country still personal protective. This is we did not country importation items and test kits was also late. Also, I must add that the demand for test kits and personal protective equipment have outstripped supply globally. It is within that spirit that despite this shortage, we have managed to secure and procure a quantity of PPEs, which you see behind me here, for distribution to a number of health facilities. Last Sunday, in response to the cries of health workers at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital, popularly called the Rich Hospital, I presented 100 PPEs together with other items, sanitizers, face masks, gloves, gumboots, and drinking water to them. It was our modest contribution to ensure that the health workers have the needed confidence to continue their sacrifice to safeguard the rest of us who are not victims to the virus, and also to protect themselves. This morning, I have the pleasure of handing over a total of 500 PPEs together with 500 gumboots. They contain sanitizers, face masks, gloves, head covers, and several other critical items needed by our health workers. The total value of these items is 300,000 Ghana cedis. I'm pleased to present this to our COVID team for onward presentation to a number of health facilities, including the Tamale Teaching Hospital, Kolebu, and other regional and district hospitals. In view of the situation in Kolebu in particular and the threats from the health workers in respect of their own protection, I've had to make some adjustments in the distribution formula. And we're currently looking around to secure an additional 150 PPEs at an extra cost of 90,000 Ghana cedis to reach out to other facilities in the regions. This puts the total number of PPEs we'll be handing over to 650 sets at a cost of 390,000 cedis. I make this modest contribution to the fight to rid our beloved country of this most insidious. Hope that it goes flight make to of these. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with great humility that I note the massive investments that was made in health facilities during my tenure as president. And I'm happy to note that these are becoming a part of the mainstay of the response to the novel coronavirus. This marks progress and demonstrates what vision and foresight can do in nation building. That notwithstanding, it has become clear in an era of pandemics and infectious diseases that a reactionary approach does not offer a sustainable path to protecting our people and economy from the harmful effects of such outbreaks. A more proactive state of readiness must be put in place going forward. No longer must it be the case that dangerous diseases like Ebola, SARS, MERS, or COVID-19 reach our shores before we scramble around to arrest their impact. These diseases have unfortunately become serious threats to our survival and go beyond just the health of our people. They have adverse implications for on our economy and our way of life. In that regard, I wish to table the following proposals, which I believe will leave us better prepared and ready to take on any future eventuality, especially during pandemics like the COVID-19 case. These proposals form a part of our manifesto, which we intend to launch later in the year when we have collectively defeated this pandemic. It has become necessary, however, to make these public because of the current climate and in the hope that, to the extent possible, they may be factored into ongoing efforts to combat this disease. If there's any lesson to be drawn from, it is the fact that we are not immune from pandemics. Were deemed to be far removed from us. While we may have been spared SARS, we have been very much affected, disruptive to our lives, and holds the potential of hindrances for our economy. The relative fragility of our health and social welfare systems make us even more vulnerable to its fallouts. Our people stand to suffer tremendously if such diseases are allowed to take us by surprise. Even as we count the cost, it is imperative that we learn the lessons of today and act now to ensure that we are much better prepared when, not if, the pandemic rears its head. To this end, I propose a National Infectious Diseases Response Plan that clearly steps must be taken. The diseases, arrest them even if they do enter our shores, use their impact to the barest minimum on our population. We must establish another medical research center with capacity like the Noguchi Memorial Research in the northern part. We must expand the 37 military hospital, doubling the current bed size, and also build an infectious diseases center in the southern sector to help with the management of cases like Ebola and COVID-19. A second and fully equipped National Infectious Diseases Center should be built in the middle and northern sectors of the country. As part of our national strategic medical stock, we must have items such as PPEs and other vital logistics in place well in advance of any outbreak. The current shortage, which has led to a global scramble for these items, show that it is only the early bird that catch the worm. So gain in such a situation. Of this strategy is to boost the capacity of our manufacturing firms to produce these items locally, to reduce, if not eliminate, our dependence on imports, which can be unreliable in times like this. While we are at it, I want to urge government to expand the testing centers to include the Kentampo and Kentampo Research Center, ensuring that Noguchi or the case supports them more time. To some suggestions I made yesterday, I urge government to also consider moving the deadlines for businesses to submit their SNIT and tax returns a little period back due to the many factors that are affecting businesses, including depletion of manpower and difficulties with modality. Trickling down, it's the direct distribution. Buffer stock must help step in to distribute food to the most deprived households in the most deprived communities. We must consider expanding LEAP to cover many more poor households. Vitamin C, fruits, and food supplements should also be distributed to the poor and vulnerable. Government, through the Ministry of Health, must target vulnerable groups such as people with cancer, diabetes, asthma, pregnant women, and extend support to them. Hospitals would have some data on such people. Reduce indirect taxes and zero-rate tax on essential products such as sanitizers, disinfectant wipes, toilet roll, and possibly food for a while. Provide insurance for frontline health workers and security personnel who are engaged in the fight against COVID-19. The need for a partnership in ECOWAS and AU and consensual efforts to manage our borders and movement of people, and also leverage on food production capabilities of food such as rice, grain, and other such products. And then, like I said yesterday, also negotiate with the telcos a possible reduction in tariffs, so that we can pass on that to many of our people who are working from home or are having to stay at home. This negotiation can be done with an assurance of a free 6-month extension of their licenses, some of which I'm informed are to expire soon. In conclusion, my countrymen and women, let us stay home. Let us respect social distancing protocols. Let us wash our hands with soap and running water. We virus. Thank you, and may our homeland Ghana. And so now, if you have any beautiful times, thank you. God bless you.